Singing Backspacer mod. So I came up with this, I think around 2.5 years ago, something like that, just for a timeline, in case someone else came up with it too, which I thought I saw a post about it somewhere. I thought I saw the term singing backspacer, tinging backspacer, something like that. I don't know, but then I couldn't find it again. And I know people have little tuning fork things inside the knife on the side of the scale that they put in, and of course I know the blades on some knives ting. They have a cutout and they ting like the winter blades and stuff like that. So I know that's a thing, but I didn't copy it from anybody, sort of. So I saw this knife somebody came up with, and it was a backspacer, and it had a backspacer. This guy, it was a custom-made knife, and he had a backspacer that came out past the back, and it swirled around into a little circle, and it got thinner and thinner as it swirled around, and awkward as hell. But when you opened it, of course, this one-piece steel that got thinner and thinner as it swirled made a ting noise, and I was like, okay, that's freaking awesome. But why not just do it in the backspacer without having it be awkward and weird hanging out the back? So all I do is I find a knife that has a full-length backspacer, and you could obviously just make it. You could fabricate a full-length backspacer for any knife where the blade doesn't come too close to the back where it would hit a full-length backspacer. So you need a full-length backspacer, and you need it connected at least 2 points so that you have sort of a fulcrum, I don't know, a substrate, a place to have it attached nice and strongly so that the other half of it can sing. So as you can see there's space between the backspacer and the sides from here to here. So it's floating kind of right from here to here. Now behind that, you want it touching the sides, of course, because you want it held in place so that it has like a nice solid place to start its vibrations from. Then this part, hard to make it do it. Yeah, then that part can sing. And it just does whenever you open it. Now this one is tricky because the backspacer actually sticks up above the handle some, so it hits my hand all the time when I try to open it. But if I pull my finger up kind of, it sings pretty good. And it's titanium, and titanium hums at a pretty low frequency. That's why it's not ding, like really high. If I use steel, if I was to recreate this using a steel backspacer, especially a hardened steel backspacer, it would probably ting pretty damn high up near where the winter blades do and stuff like that. Now this is the latest one I did. This one's pretty long, so it goes all the way from here to here where it vibrates. Or no, so all the way from here to here. So pretty long section of titanium that vibrates. And like the other one, there's a space there, but I tried to make it a little more hidden. I tried to be real careful with the space between the sides so that you couldn't really see it easily. So it's only I don't even know, a few thousandths of space, but it's there. So if I take it and ting it, it'll vibrate. And when the knife opens, it rings for quite a while. It even rings on the close. Now this one also has its own kind of clank, a pretty nice little clank noise itself. But that's basically it, man. You take a backspacer, a full-length backspacer. You make sure it has a nice attachment point near the rear. You make sure that just past that last attachment point, it doesn't touch the sides anymore. So you have to have a space between here and here. And you have to have the backspacer pretty thin. So I thinned this one out quite a bit to where it's only, I don't know, about the thickness of this guy right through here. So it's got to be pretty thin. A little thicker than this would probably still work. The thicker it is, the shorter the amount of ting time, probably, something like that. So if you use this mod, maybe subscribe to my channel, Prybar Knives on YouTube, and have a nice day.